Students, today we are going to see chapter 3 of statistics. The title of the chapter 3 is Organization of Data. So past two chapters we have seen what is mean by statistic in a plural sense, in a singular sense. Am I right? In chapter 1 we have seen. In chapter 2 how to collect the information we have seen. Am I right? Now in this chapter we are going to organize the data. So how to organize, in what way, and what is an effective manner, and how we can know it about whether this calculation of a data is a good way or a bad way. Okay, so the first meaning is organization of data. Organization of data refers to the arrangement of figures in such a form that comparison of the mass of similar data may be facilitated and further analysis may be possible. So first thing they are talking about, it's a kind of arrangement. Okay, arrangement of figures means it's nothing but we might have a lot of informations. Am I right? The same table will show us a different information. So if it is a number of students scored good marks in 11th standard, means in the table itself we can find it that in which subject they have scored and how many students have scored. So in each table we can find it more information. Am I right? That's what they are telling, that amount of figures in such a form that comparison of the mass of similar data. So this year might be same equal to the last year data. So in such a way, if it is a similar data, how to separate that, how to make it little easier. So if the person is looking the table, they have to understood what is in the table. Am I right? So that is the way they are facilitating the table by the method of organization of data. Got it, ma? Next, classification. Classification is the process of arranging things in group or classes according to their resemblance and affinities, and gives expression to the unity of attributes that may exist amongst a diversity of individual. Okay, so I may have a lot of information which indicates a group of a people. So for example, if I am going to collect some data regarding a students, means I can separate the data according to the students wise, like a girl student, like a boy students, whether the good mark scored students or the average scored students. So these kind of way I can separate the students. Am I right? The same way, that's what they have mentioned the word groups or classes. First group, second group, third group, or the classes means first class, second class, third class. So just I'm going to classify the data according to their relative aspect. Got it, ma'am? Next one is objective of classification. So what is mean by objective means it's nothing but the main usages or the main thing. If I am doing some data in organized manner, so what the thing I can get it from that. So that is an objective of classification. The first one is simplification and briefness. So if we are started doing an organization of a data, which means classification of a data, it will be very simple for us, and that simple data can give us a brief information. Okay, that is the first thing. Next one is an utility. So the usage of a table will be a very vast area. For example, not only me, whoever the person reading a newspaper, they can understand just by looking to the table. Am I right? If a person is reading a newspaper, in that newspaper, even I, or even a child, or even a adult, or whoever it is, so if it is expressed in a table format, if it is expressed in a classification or the organization of a data, everything can use the table very easily. Next one is distinctiveness is nothing but we are separating the table. Okay, according to the, for example, if it is geographical area, means I want to mention those place names under the geographical area. So that is a distinctiveness. Okay, according to the criteria, I am going to separate all the relative variables. Next one is a comparability. It's very easy for me to compare with this year table, that is a this year result with the last year result. Okay, so easy to compare. Next one is a scientific arrangement. Scientific arrangements means, for example, I am telling you a weather condition. So weather conditions, you might see that even in your mobile you can find it that you will be having that is what x-axis, y-axis, every day the temperatures will be keeps changing. Am I right? That is a scientific arrangement. It's easy for us to arrange, as well as according to the according to their unit. For example, a degree, a Celsius, or even kilometer, meter. So these kind of a scientific arrangement, we can, scientific arrangement means it's nothing but it's a unit. Okay, next one is an attractive and effective. So we know it that once after classification of a data from a hard subject to the soft subject, it's easy for us to understandable, which because it is very attractive. Am I right? Classifications, everything we have done means it's very attractive for us to read. Next one, characteristics of a good classification. So what are the tables will be called it as a good classification means, first one is a comprehensiveness. Comprehensiveness means it's nothing but students who feels very hard to read a book of, that is book of pages 139, rather reading 139 pages, he can understand it by just by the table method. Am I right? That is a comprehensiveness. So instead of book pages, that is a theoretical manner, a person can be very easy to read and easy to understand in a table format. Next one is a clarity. So clarity means if we are keep reading a book means we could not able to understand very properly, right? But in a table means we can able to understand everything in a clear manner. Next one is a homogeneity. Listen, heterogeneity, homogeneity. Heterogeneity means it's a different, homogeneity means same, that is a homogeneous. Okay, so what we wanted, we can able to get the information as by the equal manner. Equal manner means in what objectives I am searching the table. As I told you that 11th standard, that is a last year 11th standard students, how much they have scored. If I am searching means in that same table itself, I can find all the information in the same manner. I can find it in which subject that particular student scored well as in the same table itself I can get all the information. That is a homogeneity. Next one is a suitability. So suitability means in what, for what objective I am searching, that objective should be suitable to the relative table. Okay, that is a suitable. Next one is an elastic. Elastic means suppose what I am searching, it might be not in the table, so for that it might be helpful for me as a resource project. That's what, for example, I have told you, if I am searching or else if I am calculating the population means, actually the book, the project what I am having in my hand, if I am looking into that project, actually one is a basics of classification. So what are the kinds of classification? First one is a geographical classification. Geographical classification means what? According to the location, according to the geographical, we are classifying the places. Next one is a chronological classification. Chronological classification means it's nothing but according to the time, 2018, 2019, 2020. So these are the particular times. So through the time we are calculating. Okay, we are separating the table. Okay. Next one is a qualitative classification. It is nothing but according to the qualities or attributes of the data. Qualities or attributes of the data means I am telling you one thing. For example, I am searching I'm searching a table like wheat prices in 2018. So that is a qualitative, right? That is a very aspective manner. So these kind of a table will be called as a qualitative classification. This classification may be of two types. One is a simple and one is a manifold. Simple classification means like a boys, girls, that's it. So manifold classification means in that girls also according to the height wise, like 152, 153, likewise I am still I am adding up of some subheadings. That is a manifold classification. Quantity or numerical classification means according to the number of students in a class, according to the number of a population, number of family members, I am going to classify the table. That is a quantitative. Next one is a concept of variable, a characteristic or a phenomena which is capable of being measured and change its value over time is called as a variable. So now they are talking about a variable. What it means variable? Variable means one, it will be keeps changing. Okay, that's a simple meaning I am telling you. One, it is keep changing. That will be called it as a variable. Next one is the variable may be either discrete or continuous. So discrete is, continuous is, you know it that, right? And I'm telling you, my dear students, I can give you only a theoretical understandable material only, but you have to do and see all the sums. Okay, first one, the discrete variable. What it means? These are those variables that increase in jumps or in complete number. Jumps means suddenly there will be some changes like a 10, 20, 30. After 30 there will be a sudden jump of 45, 55, 65. Okay, that is a complete number. Complete number means like a whole number, it will be keep changing. Next one is a continuous variable. Variable that assume a range of a value or increase not in jumps but continuously or in a fraction are called continuous variable. So in this there will be not any sudden jump. Sudden jump means I have told you 30 to 55. So this is a sudden jump, right? So here continuous variable, it won't be happen, but there will be some continuously fraction of a number like class intervals. Okay, 12 to 13, 13 to 14, 14 to 15. These are the continuous variables. What is meant by raw data? Raw data, a mass of a data in its a crude form is called raw data. So in its crude means it's nothing but that is a raw data where I can use it for my finished project. Okay, that will be helpful for me to make my project in a finished manner. That is a raw data. Okay, types of statistical series. Statistical series are of two types. So what are those? Individual series, frequency series. So what is meant by individual series? These are those series in which the items are listed singly. These series may be presented in two ways. So the data where we are getting under the individual series, it will be about either a 1% or it will be the data will be appear in a single digit number. Okay, that is listed singly, which is about 1%. Either it is about 1% or either the data will be happen in a single number manner. Okay, the first one is according to serial number. According to serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next one is an ascending or descending order of data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next one is a frequency series. So frequency series is also have a two types. One is a discrete and another one is a frequency distribution. So what is meant by discrete series? Discrete series are a frequency array. Here one word, important one word. Discrete series is also called as dash frequency array. It is that series in which data are presented in way that exact measurement of items are clearly shown. They have mentioned very clearly, okay, how to present the data with the measurement, exact measurement, kilometer, centimeter or liter. So these are the measurement, am I right? You can even use a word that is an exact unit. Okay, in this series there are no class intervals at a particular item in the series. So under the discrete series they won't mention any class interval. Class interval means we know it that it will be having an upper limit as well as a lower limit. So there won't be any lower or upper limit at all. Particular items in the series, and also they won't talk about any one particular items, like about the data consists of only about a wheat, about a rice, about a grains. So it won't have any one single product. It will be always have consist of a more product. Okay, frequency distribution, it is that series in which items cannot be exactly measured. So under this method we could not able to find an answer that is an appropriate answer. These items assume a range of values and are placed within the items is called class interval. So they have clearly mentioned what is mean by class interval, lower limit and upper limit. That's what the another name is range. So under this frequency distribution we have to assume a range. That is a lower limit and upper limit they won't give. That is a open end series, we know it, that am I right? So these will be called it as a frequency distribution. So we have to assume the ranges, for example 10 to 15, 15 to 20. So these are the ranges we ourselves assume and we have to create that. Next one is the types of frequency distribution. Exclusive series, it is that series in which every class interval excludes items corresponding to its upper limit. So they have what is mean by exclusive series. Exclusive series means interval excludes. Interval excludes means, for example 10 to 20, in between there will be a 10 intervals. That 10 interval will not be added up. Okay, they will be simply mentioned 10, 20, 30, 40. It will not have any interval like 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Okay, items corresponding to its upper limit. So upper limit it won't like we have to create that. Okay ma. Next one is an inclusive series. An inclusive series is that series which includes all items up to its upper limit. So here there will be they have showing that here we can use the class intervals. Okay, open end series. And open end series means what? The starting and the end of the ranges will not be given, missing out, we have to find it that. Okay, next one is a cumulative series. So what is mean by cumulative series? It is that series in which the frequency are continuously added correspondingly to each class intervals in the series. So I am telling you guys one more thing. Cumulative frequency is the best method to calculate everything, because in this method there will not be any changes in the class interval. They will be always having a equal class intervals comparing with the first class interval and second class interval. So they will be having a equal range follows. Okay ma, so that's what they are telling. Cumulative frequency means expressed on the basis of upper class limit of the class interval. It will be always shows the upper limit, like 80 to 70, 70 to 60, 60 to 50. That is a reverse manner, descending order. Next one is a mid value frequency. Mid value frequency series. Mid value frequency series are those series in which we have only mid value of the classes, intervals and the corresponding frequencies. So here we will be having only the mid values. Okay, we have only mid values only. In that mid value only we have to find the upper limit as well as the lower limit. Okay, that we know it, that we have to divide it by the 2. Got it? You should remember that. Okay, next one is a univariate distribution. Univariate, bivariate, both are very very important 2 marks. Okay, univariate distribution, the frequency distribution of a single variable is called a univariate. It is a kind of a distribution like a single digit number 1 2 3 4 5, like a serial number. It will be called it as a univariate distribution. You can even give an example. Okay, you have to mention what is mean by univariate. You can give an information about that. Under that give example serial number 1 2 3, you can give it that. Bivariate means it is a distribution of a 2 variables. 2 variables means what? Rice and wheat. I'm going to give a different of data about 2 variables. That is called as a bivariate distribution. Okay, and you know that I have told you